Hello, and welcome to today's edition of Tools of the Trade. In the last video, I talked to you guys about some of the camera options that are available to video developers that have little or no budget. Today, I'm going to talk about audio. I have a series of different microphones here that I'm going to talk about and go over what type of projects each of these microphones might be used for. I have condenser microphones, 3 different ones. I also have some handheld dynamic microphones. I have a lavalier and have a shotgun microphone, along with a couple accessories that might be used depending on what type of project you're working on. The first microphone I have here is Sterling Audio ST69. This is a tube condenser microphone. Condenser microphones are typically going to be found in music laboratories or recording studios. One of the reasons is because they produce an excellent audio signal. This one right here is a little bit high end. You can really feel the weight to it. This one, manufacturer's price is going to run about $1,200. Depending on where you get it from, you might be able to get it for quite a bit cheaper than that. Usually it comes with the kit. This right here is a shock mount that is used to ensure that the microphone doesn't pick up any signal from being bumped around or jostled. Typically, this will be connected to a microphone stand inside of a recording studio and used for music recording purposes. Condenser microphones typically need an external power source or phantom power. This particular model comes with its own power source. It's a part of the kit. So you basically would plug this power source into a power outlet, and then you would run it into the microphone in order to power it, and you would have the signal coming out of the power source going into your mixing board, your computer, or whatever it is that you're recording your music project on. Condenser microphones, again, very popular, especially with music recording and music laboratories. Produce excellent audio signals for those who are looking to record music or use recording studios or laboratories for recording their audio. I also have MXL V67, which is also a condenser microphone, but it's a little bit lower end. This one right here is going to run you maybe about $100, give or take. Still gives you a pretty good audio signal. Not quite as warm as the ST69, so it doesn't give you that tube sound. This right here has a cardioid pickup pattern, which means that it's going to pick up the audio on the front side. So typically you have to be on the right side of a condenser microphone in order for it to pick up the audio correctly. The third condenser microphone is the Rode NT1. You're not going to be able to find this one anymore. I think the current model is NT1A. I bought this microphone in 1998, so it was about 15 years ago. Still works well, still gives pretty good audio. This one at the time of purchase was about $300. Obviously, you're not going to be able to find it today unless you buy a used one. But again, it's a condenser microphone used in recording studios and gives you pretty good pickup power, relatively inexpensive, depending on the budget. So your Sterling Audio ST69 is going to run you about $1,200, and condenser microphones can go upwards of $3,000-$4,000 depending on what brand. You have the Neumanns, which could run several $1,000s, especially the U87, which is very popular in your high-end professional recording studios. The next type of microphone I'm going to go over is your handheld dynamic omnidirectional microphone. Omnidirectional means that it's going to pick up audio from all directions. So this is an excellent choice for journalists, for people that are doing interviews where you're out and about and you're going to be placing the microphone in front of your subject in order to get responses from them. So if you're doing an interview where you're talking to the microphone, then you hold it out to your subject you're interviewing. You don't have to worry about trying to rotate the mic around in order to get the good clean audio coming in. It's going to pick it up from all directions. Now this particular microphone, it also has a long version, so depending on what type of environment you're doing your interviews in, you're going to pick the long or the short one. Sound quality is identical as it is the exact same microphone. One is just longer than the other. My experience using this microphone has been extraordinary. I've used this for interviews at all different kind of venues. You have your music environments. I've done it outdoors, where there's traffic. I've used it in situations where there's a lot of external noise. And this particular microphone does an excellent job of eliminating feedback from external noise. So if you're using it, I used this in, it was a travel event where there was a DJ playing music, and I was able to talk to people on the dance floor relatively close to the speakers, and it did an excellent job of picking up their voice and minimizing the sound coming out of the speakers. I was able to hear them clearly when I played the video back afterwards. So again, excellent choice for journalists, people doing interviews out and about, regardless of the type of noise. If you're doing interviews, say in a construction zone, you're going to be able to get excellent vocal quality from the person that you're interviewing. One of the accessories that could be used is the Sennheiser ENG wireless kit. So how it would work, basically you would take the wireless transmitter, hook it to the bottom of the microphone. It provides a power source for the microphone, the phantom power that I talked about with the condenser mic, and now you can be detached from the camera. Right? You have some people that use the XLR cables where they're tethered to the camera. If you're out around a crowd of people, it could be dangerous. It could cause damage to your camera if people trip over the cord. This wireless kit provides an excellent alternative to that and allows you to move away from the camera person, get different angles for your interviews, and ultimately move about and get the best interviews possible. Great sound quality. The transmitter does an excellent job of allowing you to be disconnected from the camera person. So again, if you're doing journalism, if you're doing interviews for a documentary, just interviews out and about, it is an excellent tool, the wireless transmitter, to use with a handheld microphone. Again, dynamic, omnidirectional microphone will do an excellent job. This model is the AT8004 by Audio-Technica. It's going to run you maybe about $90, depending on where you get it from. So very, very inexpensive. The wireless transmitter, the kit, is going to run you about $600. So could be kind of pricey depending on what your budget is, but you know, I've used it in all different types of situations, and I think that the investment has been well worth it for the different uses I've had for this wireless kit. The next microphone I'm going to talk about is a lavalier microphone. So the lavalier microphone is one that you would typically use for interviews that have been prearranged. Or if you're going to do a panel show, you're going to be in a studio environment, this is an excellent choice because you can clip it onto the shirt or the collar of the people talking. It has a very short pickup range, but it is also omnidirectional, so that each individual, if you have it clipped onto a tie or the collar, you'll be able to pick them up clearly, and each person can have their own microphone so that each individual can be picked up clearly as they're talking. If it is an interview that you're doing, it also provides you a way to get very good, clean audio without necessarily having a microphone waving around on the screen. If you look at my tie, I have a microphone clipped right here on my tie, a lavalier microphone. This is a wireless one. I have the wireless transmitter right here, so it's allowing me to talk to you guys without having, you know, a big microphone attached or set up on the desk for me to talk into. So again, the lavalier microphone, you see this with news broadcasters, journalists. If you have an arranged interview for your documentary projects, lavalier microphone is definitely the way to go. They range in price depending on what kind you're looking at. This one right here is actually XLR, so you're going to use an XLR cable to connect it. Might run you about $150. The Sennheiser kit I was telling you about, the $600 kit, comes with a wireless lavalier mic with it. That's the one that I'm wearing right now as I'm talking to you guys. Let's see. The next microphone I'm going to talk about is a shotgun microphone. Some of you guys may have seen the shotgun microphones. These are typically used for filming. You may also see them used in commercials. It is very unidirectional, meaning that it is going to pick up your sound that is right in front of it. So typically it will be held over the top of the talent or the people who are talking, and it will pick up the vocals and the conversation dialogue that's being used. You have accessories such as a windscreen. This is a foam windscreen that I have it in right now. This right here, if you're outside on a windy day, it will cut down some of the wind sound that blows against the microphone, and will allow you to pick up your talent very clearly. You have a variety of wind screens. This one right here is a little bit more fuzzy, so it's going to cut down on the wind a little bit more than the foam one will. Most of the shotgun microphones come with some sort of a carrying case. So this one right here, I'll bring it over. The carrying case allows you to store it and keep it safe until you need it. This particular microphone is battery powered. So I have in the case a AA battery. That's really all you need. You would unscrew the microphone. And the battery fits right in there. From there, you would plug it into your camera or your audio source, and you would be able to utilize this. Again, you see these used for films, commercials, maybe even public service announcements if you're out and about and you have a variety of people that are engaging in dialogue. That way you don't have to mic everyone up. This microphone will do a great job of picking up the audio of those who are talking. Some of the accessories that will go with the shotgun microphone. Again, I talked about the windscreen. You also have your boom pole. So the boom pole, this one right here is a little bit higher in. It has the cables inside of the boom pole. This particular pole, it extends out. You unscrew the different segments, and it will extend out probably a good 12, 13 feet. So because it's more of a professional quality one and it has the cable built into it, it's probably a coiled cable in there. This one's going to probably run you about $200-300, depending on, again, where you get it from. But that's probably what you're looking at as far as a boom pole. Some people, such as myself when I was starting out, didn't really have the money to afford a $200-300 boom pole. By the time I bought my microphone, some of the other things that were essential to my projects, I just didn't have the money left over. So you also have what I like to call the poor man's boom. This right here is a window cleaner from Bed Bath & Beyond. Cost me about $29. If you look at it, it has similar features and functions to the professional one. You can extend it out, into different segments. I had to do a little bit of modifying with the microphone holder. Basically, I had to go down to the hardware store and buy a screw that was able to fit the microphone holder. So just to show you, with my little modification, I was able to hook the microphone holder right here on the end of the fixture for cleaning the windows. Snap that microphone in there, and voila, you have your poor man's boom, which would serve just fine getting out there doing those video projects. For this one right here, it does not have an internal cord, so you probably would have to get like twister tires or some kind of a clamp to keep the cord from dangling all off in different directions. But if you are serious about getting good audio, there are a variety of options out there. If you're in a studio environment, you have your condenser microphones. There's a wide range of prices and quality. If you're out and about doing interviews, you have your handheld dynamic microphones, which will do an excellent job of giving you the good quality audio and eliminating a lot of the outside sounds that you may encounter. You have your lavalier microphone, which you would use in a studio environment with multiple talent or for prearranged interviews for, say, a documentary. And then you have your shotgun microphones and your booms, which you would use if you are filming a short film, or not just a short film, but any type of film project, or doing a commercial or something where you have multiple people engaging in dialogue that you are not able to mic all simultaneously. Right? So just some things to keep in mind. There's other types of microphones that are out there, but these are typically the microphones that you would see people using for most of your video-based projects. For more information, like I said, just do your research, understand what your needs are, understand how each individual microphone works and the type of project it's best for. And when you get out there, you'll be able to get some good quality audio. Again, this is Larry Leach with this edition of tools of the trade.